Hello, everybody. Welcome to this call about the infamous G1 goggles. We love them, Stacey and I. They are fantastic for so many things, for so many reasons. Stacey's going to go through all of that. But before we do that, welcome to the call. You may receive or watch this call on a recording, but for those who are live calling in, I can see Jan again from the US, Zinta from Melbourne, Marie. Oh, who have I got there? I can't. Gail, lots of people from around the world. So welcome, welcome, welcome. We love it when you get on here live. We will go to Q&A in the chat. Before we do that though, please admin, also a little bit of housekeeping. Keep an eye on your mute button so that you don't accidentally share all your bits and bobs with us. And with that said, Stacey has had experience with these since the second they dropped, which was well before I started with OlyLife and was introduced, and most of the people on this live call today. But Stace, take it away. Give us your interpretation of how amazing these little things are.
Alrighty, guys. So before I get started, I just want to say that anything that I talk about on this call is not meant to replace any type of medical advice. Anything that we talk about tonight, before you try it, you should always consult with a physician first before you try any of the devices that we talk about on this call. So now that I've got that formality out of the way, we are going to be talking about the Galaxy goggles. I don't have mine on right now. It's hard. It's hard to get over my bun, but these are actually a PEMF device for just the eyes. Okay. And now you're like, why would I want just PEMF right around the eyes? Well, you're going to be supporting the entire makeup of the eyes. That means the way they run, the muscles, the tissues, the circulation, the environment that they're living in. And a lot of us have eye issues, especially because we're staring at devices all day long now. We are not meant to be staring at our phone screens close up all the time. It's super, super hard on your eyes. So I want to talk about all the supportive benefits for your eyes from these little goggles. Now, the goggles run on a 15-minute cycle. I have always run mine on what's called full function massage, which does all the modes I'm about to talk about at the same time. But there are different modes. If you don't like one of the modes I'm going to discuss, you can switch those off. There's all different options for all different flavors, all different tastes. So the first one I want to talk about, of course, is the PEMF. So if you're on this call, you probably know a lot about PEMF, but PEMF on its own is an electrical microcurrent that creates a little biomagnetic field that goes directly into the body. And what it's doing is charging up those cells, giving them voltage. Now, when you do this directly on the eyes, you're going to be getting that charge directly around the eye area. So you're going to be getting that circulation improvement, the oxygenation improvement, nutrients are going to come more to that area, and the cells are just going to be happily dancing and doing their jobs much better once you charge them up. But there's a lot of other features that come with this device that also support the environment of the eyes. So the first one I want to go over is the heat. Now, the heat on these goggles is 42 degrees Celsius, I believe is what it's set at, which I think is like 107 Fahrenheit. And there is science behind that. So when you increase the heat around the eyes, you're going to be increasing the blood circulation. So when the blood comes to that area, and a lot of people will hear about dry eye, maybe they have hay fever, like allergies, just irritated eyes. That's caused because you're not getting enough circulation to the eye area. And then the oils that are supposed to be present in the eye area kind of disappear, and then your tears evaporate faster. So this is excellent for something like dry eye, allergies and stuff on its own, just the heat. Another thing that will happen with the heat is because you're getting that heat in that specific temperature to that area, you're going to be improving the tissue around the eyes. So ladies, these wrinkles, these little bags, all of that, you'll see we have some pictures in our testimonial group where you'll see like hooded eyes actually come up and start looking better. And that's simply because our body is so starved for all the things that it needs. And this is encouraging your body to send more nutrients to this area. So you will see some visual changes as well. Now, it also has airbag massage. Now, some people don't like the airbag massage. I just had a client who got her goggles last week and was like, This is squeezing my head. So I want to explain what airbag massage is. It's a pressure point massage. There are 6 different pressure points that this device works on, all around your orbital and your eye areas, your temples here and there. So you'll feel it squeezing. It actually squeezes your face. Yes, it does. And the reason it does that is because of pressure point massage. So if you know anything about massage, when you do pressure points or you work in a certain area, it releases the lymph. So that's going to get a lot of the inflammation down, get things flowing and just more juicy and running like they should in that area. But you can turn it off if it's something you don't like. Another feature that it has is massage. So it's also going to do like a pulsating massage. Again, massage is going to get in there and get those tissues nice and loosey-goosey, get things going and flowing the way that they should. So some of the testimonials that I have seen around these goggles are improved eyesight. I'm one of those people. Right before I got this pair, I actually went to the eye doctor to get fitted for eyeglasses because I just suddenly couldn't see by the end of the night. I just couldn't see. Not really putting 2 and 2 together that my eyes were super fatigued from being on screens all day. But now, as long as I do my 2 sessions a day, I don't need my glasses at night anymore. But that's, I have to actually do my sessions, which, as Tracey knows, sometimes we don't have time. But yeah, so that's what it's done for me personally. And when I say I couldn't see, it means like everything was like doubling by the end of the night. Like everything was like stacked on top of each other. I'm like squinting so hard, couldn't see. Don't have any of that. That's all caused by that overstrain of the ocular nerve. Like you're focusing too much. And then if you're also stressed and things are getting to you, guess what? The nervous system will actually turn your eyes off first. It will stop sending information to your eyes first as a signal to you to rest. So we can kind of bypass that signal, give the body what it needs once again, and rejudge those eyes for the day. That's one of these things, the things that this shines at. I've seen people that actually had glasses for years have to get their prescription changed with these. I've seen people that have had dry eye for years, drops and all kinds of medications they've tried, dry eye goes away. I've seen people that struggle with allergies. All of a sudden, their allergies will stop. And another one that I've seen across the board with people that have agreed to try it are migraines. So migraines are caused by lack of nutrients, oxygen, hydration, and circulation to the brain. When you're getting those migraines, you're actually feeling the brain kind of shrinking, essentially. That's what you're feeling. And that's where that extreme pain comes from. So when you do this focus session on the brain, the eyes, all of this, you're massaging all of this, getting going, you will see a lot of migraine relief from these. So again, there's like lots of benefits. Anybody in the chat, has anybody else used these goggles and had great results? I would love to hear it. And if there's any questions about the goggles while I'm talking about them, let me know. Quickly, I just want to go over a function thing. For anybody who just ordered theirs, hasn't gotten them yet, the button that's on the right side of the device is what powers it on and off. When it comes on, it's going to be in a different language though. So the button on the other side is what switches it to English. So if you're confused and you're like, I can't understand anything this is saying, just hit the button on the left side of the device and then the language will change to English and you'll be able to understand what it's saying. So, all right. Anything in the chat for us, Tracey?
Okay, let's have a look. I was too busy enjoying my goggles. I went off with the pixies.
Yeah, I got to do my second session later today. I already did my first. I'm really, lately, as busy as we've been since the promo, I've been doing them diligently twice a day, and I haven't had to reach I don't even know where my glasses are right now, actually.
And
So,
and I've been this month as well, Stace. I think that was a recovery of after how busy, particularly the last week. The last week was mayhem. And I've
girl, it was
been
crazy. All those last minute shoppers, I'm like, I knew it. It happens every year, though, when we do an amazing promotion like that. Everybody's that's been thinking about it, they're like, oh, can I afford it? Can I not? Can I? And then at the last second, they're like, I better do it. I better do it when I can get a free
yeah,
gift. So yeah, that was awesome. But yeah, my eyes were not very happy. So I'm really happy that I had these.
I love it. I do too. I've been a good girl. I've even already been to the gym and back and ready by 9 o'clock. And that's from PEMP for you guys. That's what it
Mm-hmm.
does. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
Gail, she's just got her goggles and she's at the very beginning of her PEMP journey. So welcome.
Welcome.
Marie, can a 9-year-old use them for lazy eye?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. This is one of the devices that I don't have any question about it being used on kids, especially while they're developing. You're going to give them that extra voltage and they're going to be getting extra nutrients, extra electricity in their cells, all the things that the cells need while they're developing. I think it's even better for kids. I would put any kid on the goggles for sure.
My daughter's 13 and she uses them every single day.
Hmm.
Will this help with someone who says they have parasites in their eyes, which is floaters she's got there?
Right. Floaters in the eyes, yes, I've seen relief from floaters. I personally don't believe that people have parasites in their eyes. If they see floaters, that's actually indicative of something else. So I would encourage them to, yeah, do supportive eye work instead. Don't try to parasite cleanse your eyes. That's silly.
Yeah, that theory's been floating around for a little while, hasn't it?
And mention it, yeah, it has. Actually, because somebody brought that up next week, Tracy, I think I already told you this. Next week, we're going to do the topic next week is going to be parasites. And I'm going to teach you all about the P90 and the P90 Plus and how they get rid of parasites and how they eradicate the body of parasites in the safest way on the market, because there's a lot of detoxes and even chemical drugs going around that I don't agree with. And I will go over those reasons next week. But I think everybody who's tuned in today will not want to miss that call because it's a huge um, benefit of using the P90 that nobody really talks about. So I'm really excited to go into that next week.
I would like some people on the team that are willing to show their parasites too. I'm not.
Oh,
But
I have plenty of pictures. I'll
have
have to
you?
pull them. I have plenty of pictures from my clients. Yeah, I'll have to go back through and just search my texts and my messages and stuff, but I posted them many times and we're talking all different types. The roundworms, the pinworms, the liver flukes. I've had them all. I've had
Oh,
them all.
I'm excited. I'm excited. Okay, so Samantha, she has the glass, she's had reading glasses for many years, and her vision has
Mhm.
improved by 0.75 in one eye and zero point 0.5 in the other. Her optometrist was very shocked. That's Samantha.
That's amazing, right? It's so cool. So cool. So many of us don't realize that our eyes they just need a little extra love, and then they'll cooperate with us. So that's awesome.
Yeah, I love it. So, Gail Goldberg, her mum is 88 years old in the USA, has been diagnosed with cancer on her eyelid. Would
Hmm.
PEMF help with that cancer? I understand the disclaimer you mentioned, and she is living in WA in Australia.
I mean, when you think about cancer, just as just zooming out and looking at what cancer is and how it grows in the body, PEMF is actually very supportive of cancer. You can actually research this on your own. You can go to Google and go PEMF and cancer. You'll find a bunch of studies. So, me personally, I would use it. And the reason being, the number one reason is that it's going to be adding oxygen to that area. And cancer cannot survive in a well oxygenated state. So I would absolutely be using it for support in that way. But of course, clear that with the oncologist. Always check with the physician first.
Thanks, Stace. Okay, Raylene, the Galaxy G1 goggles have been absolutely amazing for her. Too much to even write there. She will talk about her results when possible. So, in a testimonial call, definitely we'll ask Raylene to jump on with for the goggles. Zinta,
Raylene can hop
sometimes
on. Does Raylene want to hop on and give her testimonial? I think that would be great if
Raylene, are
she's
you
willing to
able
do
to
that.
talk to now?
Or she doesn't have to be on camera. She can just unmute and tell us. I
Yeah.
would love to hear it.
There
This
she is.
this is fascinating to me.
Oh, thank you. Can anybody hear me?
Yes.
Yes, I can hear
Oh,
you. Yes.
okay. I actually was just speaking with this testimonial with the lovely lady who's sitting beside me, Jenny. Last night we were doing some free trials in the last few days, and I was saying about this, wasn't I? Yes. Yes. So what I'd noticed after about a few weeks, probably maybe a month, just using it once a day. When I was
Mm-hmm.
driving along, the flickering of the sunlight through the trees used to, and the strobe lights back in the 70s, and used to really affect my brain and eyes almost. I'd never had an epileptic fit, but it felt like my body was going to go into an epileptic fit or some sort of a pulsating migraine because I'd had migraines.
Okay.
So that's went away. I couldn't believe it. I didn't have
Wow.
to squint my eyes. I didn't have to have one eye slightly open driving and then shut the other one and vice versa. So
Oh,
that
wow.
was a massive change. So that I was so thrilled about that. And I've been driving through trees now and don't even think about it now. So it's so wonderful. And then
That's
probably
awesome.
about a month again later, only using once a day at that stage, I noticed that the reflection of the cars in front of me, I don't wear sunglasses, would used to pierce, really do a painful piercing into my right into my eyeball. So that went away from the sun. And then I noticed a little bit later the night driving. That could have happened earlier, but I hadn't done much night driving. No piercing of the lights, and also from the rear vision mirror going someone passing me on the side, I didn't have to put my hand up to the glass to stop that light as someone passed me with their lights on. That was really significant as well. So I enjoy night driving back again.
Oh,
I
that's
noticed
awesome.
the small print on different items. If I was looking, making sure I didn't want sugar or something in whatever I was purchasing, which is I don't purchase much anyway, nowadays. But I thought I just wanted something, and I noticed I could read it. So I used to do my eye exercises, and I've noticed I've actually really slacked off on those, and this machine has really kept my eyes really great, and also yeah, I can read quite well, so they don't ache as much on the computer or phone. I'm not squinting to the phone. And then I was explaining this in a clinic one day with a bunch of people, and I happened to look outside as I was talking about that, and the glare usually from white. So there was a white fence across the road, and then in front of that was a white van, and it was a really bright day. And I said, oh my gosh, I don't even have that reflection of the pain from looking out from a house into a darker area into the white light now. I don't have any of that pain. So these have been absolutely amazing. And I try to do twice a day, but I definitely get once a day in. And I'm just absolutely thrilled with the Galaxy. So I've decided to buy more because if they change it, I really like this.
Right, I know. I like this one, so I ordered an
Me
extra one too,
too.
actually,
You
because I
know
just
they
love it.
like. Yeah.
I can't
I know
imagine. Like, what if they
they
change
like.
something that I don't like?
Yes, me too. That's what I thought. And the other thing too is when you were saying that, yeah, I actually like number 4. So when you first put it on, that's number 1 that you like. So I use
Yep.
that. That's number 1, and then I go to the vibration one, which
Hmm.
has no pressure, and
Right.
um, it just had a little clicking and the warmth, and you can feel kind of the pads gently moving around the eye socket, right up around the bottom and right up around the brow. Very, very slightly movement. That's what I like it. I just feel so relaxed with that. I know a lot of people have other out of the 7 programs, but that's my favorite. So thanks for
Right, but that
listening.
brings me, that's the thing is you don't have to use the full function. You don't have to use the one that squeezes your face to get the full benefit. The benefit, I mean, you're going to get benefits from the massage and the heat and all that stuff, but the real star of the show is the PEMF, and that's on every mode. So that's why you're still seeing amazing results, even with once a day. That's why you're still seeing that. That's awesome.
Oh, great. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Raylene. So
Thanks
all
for letting me.
sensitivity, just sensitivity has wound back
Mm-hmm.
in all of your areas, Raylene. That's so cool. Stace, could you just mention, because it wasn't on our recording, we spoke about this month being a particular special
Oh.
month for the goggles before we clicked record. So just go over that urgency as well.
Oh, yeah. So if you're watching this in August of 2026, this is the last month you're going to be able to get them. They are going away as of September 1st, 2026. They are going to be upgrading from what we hear to a new device. But as I said before we started recording, this price point, the 550 US dollar price point, is probably not likely going to be seen again with the new device. So if you've been eyeballing the goggles, this is the time to get them, especially at this price point. And as you can hear, There's nothing wrong with the devices, but companies like to change and go with the times. And if they find better, more effective tech, they try to upgrade. But I guarantee you that this price point is not going to happen again. So this is a very effective device at this price point, but only available for a few more weeks.
So if you didn't want one bad before, you might now. Okay, let's
Yeah,
go
and that's
back
the thing
to.
too. I fall asleep with mine on a lot at night when I do my second session. Like I'll lay on the couch, put them on because I'm like when I have them on, I'm like I can't look at my phone. You actually can. That's something that I didn't talk about actually. I always forget this. But there's little pinholes on the front. Do you see that? A lot of people think that that's just so that you can see what you're doing while you have them on and you're able to like walk to the bathroom or whatever you need to do. But it's actually, this is how they used to correct visual issues back in the day, is the little pinhole glasses. They would have you wear that because it forces your eyes to focus in a different way. It takes a lot of strain off the eyes. So if you're laying there with your eyes closed, yes, you're still going to get benefits, but actually looking through them the whole time across the room is actually another therapeutic benefit of the goggles.
Yeah, thanks, Stace. Good point. I can see better through them than I can with my glasses. I can actually read my phone when I've got these on, which we're not allowed to do. We should not be touching our phones, Stacey.
No, no, but that's hard to do when you're so busy like we are. But yeah, don't be bad students like us.
Yes.
Do
It's
as we
like
say, not as we do, right?
we put everything on strong, full function massage and
Yes.
sneak at our phone. We're naughty.
Yes.
Okay, Michelle Ray. For children, do we use them for a shorter length of time? Because she heard that children should use the P90 for a shorter amount of time.
No, the human body's the same across the board, whether it's a small human body or a big human body. The electrical system is the same. The amount of time that someone does is not as important as the level. I wouldn't be putting kids on high levels, but I don't really like anybody on a high level, you know? So I believe in the low and slow for everyone. Now, with children, I am cautious with children that can't communicate. So I do work with a lot of kids on the spectrum and they can't communicate. So I like to just keep them low and slow no matter what, because they can't really tell you what they're feeling, what their symptoms may be. I mean, I'm sure their moms know, but yeah, anybody on the spectrum that can't communicate, I keep them low and slow. Anybody that's unable to talk, I do lap time instead. So that's how I kind of do it with kids. But yeah, the goal with the kids is the same amount of time as an adult because our bodies are electrically the same.
Thanks, Stace. Thanks, Michelle, for your question. And Zinta says sometimes she walks around the house for an hour or so without her glasses on. One time she drove her car without glasses. She
Oh.
forgot she didn't have them on, and it wasn't too bad, just a little bit fuzzy. Whoops, she says, laugh out loud. So her goggles are doing too good a job for her.
Right. Yeah. And that's the thing too, is like I just mentioned, I don't even know where my glasses are. It's crazy. You don't realize how well they're working sometimes until you go to like, wait, where are my glasses? Because you're thinking about them, not necessarily because you needed to reach for them, but they just crossed your mind. So that's cool.
Yep, great. And to Stace, we have terahertz and PEMF in the goggles and no red light.
Correct. There's no red light in the goggles. Yeah. When we say PMF, usually on these calls, we're talking about the terahertz too. That's just kind of a given. All the products from OlyLife have that blend. Yes.
Yep, because if you ask ChatGPT, it throws in that the goggles have red light. So,
Oh yeah, no, it does not. It has
yeah,
infrared heat, but not red light. No.
yes, yes, okay. So, Deb, how do we use the goggles in conjunction with the other machines?
So my rule of thumb is if you want the absolute best benefits from your P90, don't use other devices while you're on your P90. But if you have a time constraint, the goggles and the P90 I'm comfortable with. I'm not comfortable with the shaking in the P90, but the goggles and the P90 I'm comfortable with. But if you want the absolute best results, don't combine any electronic devices while you're on your P90.
There goes another hour of my life.
Right. Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and say I don't do my goggles while I'm on my P90 sometimes. I do because I'm very busy, but I've kind of gotten over the hump in my healing journey, but if you're fresh to healing and you're still really symptomatic and you want the max benefits, please don't mix.
Yeah, that's important. There is a difference between the day you start and three
Yes.
years in. Stacey's three
Yes.
years in, so we must
Yes. Yes.
remember.
Yes.
So Samantha, she only uses them once a day for 2 months to have amazing results. I had similar reductions in light sensitivity to Raylene. Night driving has improved substantially. I keep hearing that. I keep hearing
Yeah.
that. Prior to that, she had stopped driving altogether at night. So she's back. Sam's back. Great
Yeah.
story.
Well, I was actually having the same issue at night, depth perception issues at night, which I had never had any vision issues in my life. I was 20/20 vision my whole life. I'm 45 years old. So it was last fall that I ended up going to the eye doctor, like, oh, I can't see, I can't see. Um, and part of it was that at night I was like stopping way before the road. And I'm just like, this is not good. I can't do this. Not having any of those issues now. It really helped with my depth perception at night for sure.
That's very cool. Well, we are out of questions in the chat. So would anybody else like to share on camera or without their camera so that we can hear or have any questions about any of the other machines while we are here?
Oh yeah, I can answer any questions, but if anybody's got more goggle stories, I love them. I love them because it's not, the P90, we've got so many testimonials on the P90s, right? But the goggles are a little bit of the unsung hero like the wand too, right? So I love hearing the stories from the goggles because it just reminds you how incredible this tech is, how amazing this company is for figuring this out because it's just doing so much for so many people.
I'll say about the goggles, Stace, that they are handbag handy. That's one
Yes.
thing. Because
Yes.
flying all around the world, yes, I've taken my P90, but that's for business purposes as well, you know.
Yep. Yep.
But literally how handy these are on an aeroplane. You charge them once, you should get about 5 cycles out of them before you charge them again. They
Yep.
charge with a similar to an iPhone charger, but it's also important to use the charger that they send with this. And don't
Yes.
keep swapping it around with your phone chargers because you don't want anything to mess up with your charging port there and have different voltages and all those sort of things.
That's a great point, Tracy. So a lot of people don't understand how lithium ion batteries work, and that's what's inside of these devices. So yes, the cord that comes with it is rated to the proper charging, but you also have to make sure that the block that you are plugging it into is not overmodulated for them. Because what you're going to do is if you overheat and overcharge that battery over time, it's not going to hold a charge anymore. So make sure you're going by what the manufacturer shows on the paperwork. I believe it's a 25-watt power bank or charger that you should be plugging into. That is the max power you should plug into. Most phone chargers these days are 45 watts, just for some comparison.
We should even do a post on that so that we're not having dying goggles out there.
And same applies to the Shaken too. Same for the Shakens, 25 watts max power. And the Shakens, yeah, because they actually use a lot more battery power, so they're going to go through their batteries faster. If you take good care of your lithium ion battery and you use the proper voltage and everything, that thing will last you forever. But if you overcharge it, overheat it, it will die really fast. So just be cautious of that.
Yes, look after these little babies. Gail
Hmm.
would like to know, she's missed a number of these sessions. Is there a place where we can watch previous sessions? Yes, there is, Gail. If you send an inbox to either myself or Stacey, we can just send you a plethora of videos. Otherwise, they're in testimonial groups all over the world. Okay, so Debbie, I heard people put the goggles directly on pain. Have you had any stories with this, please? So, Deb, I think you mean like away from the eyes, like on other parts of the body, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I've seen people do that with knee injuries, ankle sprains, stuff like that. Yeah, it's just a way to get a more concentrated pulse in that area of the PEMF. So yes, it can be beneficial. But again, it's got to have those 2 points of contact. So then when this is sitting on your face, it's connected to your face because of all the skin. So make sure that it's got skin touching a good part of this part. So you're getting that pulse.
Yep. My little one, she's 13. She has a trouble with the base of her skull at the back at the moment. And I always take notice of what children do because their instinct is still intact. And she
Hmm.
puts them behind her neck like that and she hangs onto it so that it's
Hmm.
touching flush on her neck. And she absolutely loves the relief that they give. So yeah,
Yep.
she's only 13 and has it worked out. Lucia, the goggles have supported her dry eye and headaches. Love, love, love the goggles. The dry eye stories are insane, Stace. Like
Yep,
people have been carrying those little dropper bottles for 20 years, 30 years even. And then a
yep.
couple of goes and they don't even know where their last bottle is anymore.
Yes, it's incredible. It really is. And that's another thing too, is we're straining and we're using up all these nutrients and things in our eyes now with these devices. That dry eye is just becoming one of those really common things that people are dealing with. And yeah, we got to get those oils back up. And that's exactly what this device does, is gets those oils producing again so your tears aren't evaporating anymore.
Thanks, Stace. Thanks, Lucia. Isabella, she has the flu right now and can't talk very well, but what's the best piece to use? I think she means what's your favorite machine?
What's my favorite machine for the flu?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Isabella,
Is
rewrite that, hun.
maybe
We're
I can
guessing.
answer that, but I want to be cautious and make sure I'm answering it properly for her.
Yeah, yeah. She'll come back. Okay, Michelle, can goggles help with concussion side effects?
So the brain tissue is they'll tell you that it cannot repair itself, but I have found studies otherwise, and I'm one of those studies because I had all kinds of tissue damage from my shot damage. I also had concussions that caused migraines for years from an abusive ex. So I'm going to say absolutely use it because it helped me with both. It helped me with my migraine issue I had dealt with for years, and then also it's helped me with getting. I'm so sorry, my dog just distracted me. He's trying to go out. He always tries to go out when I'm on my call. But yeah, this is supportive of the brain tissue as a whole. Okay. So you're getting the neurons firing the way they should. You're increasing the oxygenation. You're increasing the circulation. You're increasing the nutrients that will come to that area. All of those are beneficial to the brain tissue being able to repair itself and be able to regenerate. One of the things that people don't know about PEMF is that it actually helps the body generate stem cells. When you get the voltage up and everything, the stem cells start producing. It's also really, really good at going in and scraping out the tissues that are not that supposed to be there, like scar tissue, for example. So it kind of mimics the process of autophagy, which is what happens when you fast. And then it also gets those stem cells producing because of that, because it's basically it's like going in and hacking your system and doing it for you without your body having to go through all the other things it normally does. It's going in and giving it all the tools it needs to do it and produce that reaction in the body.
Love it. Thanks, Tace. Okay,
Mhm.
Isabella has come back. Yes, please. Which is your favorite machine to help with the flu? She has headaches and body aches as well.
Okay, so the flu, you're obviously going to probably be dehydrated, so you need minerals. I would definitely do some minerals in the form of like bone broth or trace minerals, something like that. Get that nice and get yourself nice and hydrated first. And then I would do like one level one, maybe 10 minutes and see how you feel. If you have the type of flu that makes you very nauseous, sometimes the frequency can increase the nausea because it's going to get things moving and you maybe have something in there you shouldn't. And so you might end up vomiting more. But like I said, if you get the hydration up first, that probably won't happen if it's the puking type flu. If it's the type of flu where you have just like influenza, all of that, it's absolutely going to help because again, the immune system needs those raw materials to help your body heal and respond properly to whatever is affecting you. So getting the oxygen up, getting the circulation up, getting those cells firing, everything that it should you should be doing on its own, you're going to be giving it that boost. So it definitely boosts the immune system. I've had people that back when I was first starting frequency, there was still a lot of COVID going around. So people would actually take the frequency wand and breathe in the air from the wand itself, and their COVID would go away within about 24 hours. So it's very powerful when it comes to fighting stuff like that.
I love that about the wand too, Stace. Thanks, Isabella.
Mm-hmm.
And get well soon, you poor bugger. She's in New Zealand. I think if it's the same Isabella that I'm thinking. Um, I was doing that with the wand, drinking the air, Stace. I've just got the wand after our call about the wand, which was last Thursday. Then it's
Yep.
arrived. I was so excited after all of the different opinions and uses about the wand. So if you haven't seen that video, check it out. Although, or don't, unless you want one. Be warned.
Right? Yeah, I don't know if you do any type of breath work, Tracey, but what I notice is if I do my wand before I do my breath work, I get much better, more cleansing inhales and exhales than I do if I don't do it first. So I love doing a little hit off my wand before I do my breath work every day.
Yeah, makes sense. A bigger capacity of the lungs.
Yes. Yep. It's
Yeah.
like it opens everything up. It just feels you, and you'll feel it too. You can do that and just like kind of time it in your head and feel and count, and then when you do it, you'll feel it. Like you'll feel your lungs expand even further. It's really, really cool.
Okay, that's
Hang on, I
great.
gotta tend to my dog. He's scraping at my door. I'll be right
You do
back.
you do that, yes. Okay, so Deb, I will ask Stacey your question when she comes back.
I'm here.
Gail.
I just took myself off camera so you don't have to stare at my double chins.
All right, Deb. So, Deb, she's wondering if this is a sign of detoxing. The skin under her armpits look yellow, during the 30-second session of the
Okay.
wand she's talking. So,
Okay. Is she talking about because of the light on the wand makes her skin look a
I asked her
different color?
I asked her yesterday, was that while the blue light was there? Oh no, she's saying no. So when you remove the wand, it stays yellow for a little bit, Deb. Is that what you're saying? The light was blue. Yes, she's saying it leaves the skin area yellow for a little bit.
Well, if you kind of push on your skin, it's going to go yellow when you have pressure, and there's the air of the wand comes out pretty intensely. It's a Dyson motor, so I would just guess that that's from the pressure of the air coming out. I've never seen I've never seen that happen in real life, but if you have chronic health issues and stuff like that, and your blood return is not great, I could see where that could happen from the pressure of the air coming out for sure.
Thanks, Stace. Have a play with that, Deb. Video it for us so we can,
Yeah, show
out
me.
of
And is it just her
curiosity.
armpits? I'm really curious because if she has a low blood return in her armpits, that would make sense because that's where a place where the lymph stagnates in the body very easily. So that would make sense to me.
Just armpits, yes, she said.
Yeah. Yep, I'm guessing that her return just isn't great there.
Yeah, okay. Your arm's not going to fall off, Deb, though. We're still good.
No, no, and that may stop eventually if we get the blood flowing there nice and juicy. I mean, you may not notice that at all eventually.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Deb. Gail, she's using her shaken twice a day and the P90 once a day on one, and sometimes she goes to two. On two occasions, she's woken up in the middle of the night and had some vomit in her mouth. Would this be her
Okay.
body reacting? I was wondering if the two was too much. She's had a device for only about 2 weeks.
Ooh, okay. So you've only had your devices for 2 weeks and you're already using both of them. I think that's a little bit ambitious. That's a little ambitious. I am okay with you using the P90 once a day and the shaken once a day, but to combine both frequencies, that's a lot of information for the body to handle at once. So if I were you, I would pause what you're doing altogether for a couple of days, and then I would restart, but I would only restart with one device. Pick one, the shaken or the P90. I would recommend the P90 because it gets the entire body where it needs to be and gets it in a better place so then you can add the shaken later. And just low and slow. I don't know what level you were on, what time you're doing, but make sure that you're only on a level one and that you're giving your body time to adapt to that signal. Doing the P90 once a day is going to give you benefits, but nothing like when you do it twice a day. The reason that they say to do it twice a day is so that you're charged all 24 hours of the day. So the charge, once you do it once, lasts in the body anywhere from 10 to 12 hours. And so if you don't do that second session of the day, that's half of your day that it's not getting that information. So every day your body sees it as a new input. It's not going to stack like it should if you use it twice a day. Okay. So people will get benefits from once a day, but it's not the intended benefit. It's not going to give you the accumulative benefit like it does if you do it twice a day. So I would recommend doing your P90 twice a day. I would do that for at least 72 hours, see where you're at. If anything pops up like that, you can always reach out to me, let me know, and I can check in with you, see how you're doing. But I wouldn't add the second device until you're coasting nicely on a twice a day P90 delivery.
Great advice. Thanks, Stace.
Mhm.
Kathy, she says she has shortness of breath where she can't catch a deep breath from asthma. How do you
Mhm.
use the wand for that? And how long do you hold your breath?
So what I would do is take deep breaths, like the just nice deep inhales with the tip of the wand, like right by your mouth, and just breathe it in. I would do about 5 of those. Okay, nice big breaths, and exhale and wait a few seconds in between. Take a couple normal breaths and do another big inhale, and then I would wand the lungs themselves for at least 10 minutes, and I would go back and forth on both sides, just directly wand the lungs. The reason being, a lot of the reason that you have asthma attacks is because of the inflammation, those tiny little capillaries in the lung. They're literally microscopic, the things that are supposed to be expanding. So even the slightest bit of inflammation in the lung tissue and the bronchial tubes, that can make it really hard to breathe. So I would do all of that there. Why? Because it's going to help you get that inflammation down. When you get frequency into the tissue kind of stops panicking and relaxes, and then you let go of a lot of the things that are in those tissues, keeping them inflamed. And then, it's like a cascade effect. Then the inflammation goes away. So I'm not going to sit here and say that one session is going to be enough. This is going to be something you're going to have to do twice a day for a while to really nurture that tissue and get it moving in the direction you want. But I have seen results with just one session doing that. So everybody is different. Just monitor yourself, and you should increase your time with the wand just like you do with the P90, but start with the 10 minutes in that area. If you tolerate the 10 minutes twice a day for a few days, okay, then you can add another 5. But don't rush it. Don't rush it. Your body needs time to adapt to those signals.
Great. Thanks, Stace. Marie is suggesting that the yellow under the armpits could be related to deodorant buildup releasing. We could do a whole training on deodorant and the toxins and all the things. So,
Yeah,
if
we could.
yes, so maybe we
I
could.
wouldn't think I wouldn't think 30 seconds would be enough for that to happen though. We're talking like she notices it right away. I wouldn't think it would be that.
Yeah, I did the pressure test what you were saying, and it is quite jaundicey looking for a split second.
Yeah,
Um,
and that area just stagnates really easily under the armpit. That's why, with breast cancer and stuff, they get a lot of it there, is because the lymph stagnates in that area, especially on women.
yeah, which is again why it's so great to wand under those armpits. Right, right. Just mix it all up and get it all moving.
Yes.
Okay, Kathy would like to know, is 4 hours enough time between two sessions of the P90 plus?
Um, I don't think so. I don't think you should be doing a P90 plus session 4 hours after another P90 plus session. No, not on the same body. No. You have to understand that charge from one session is meant to last 10 to 12 hours. So if you're doing it with, after 4 hours, you're basically doubling that up. That's a lot of information for your nervous system to process. So I would not recommend that. No.
Okay. Good info. Jan, could you please repeat for each lymph area, doing 15-second counterclockwise, then 15 seconds clockwise?
I just do little circles. I just do 30 seconds on each spot in little circles. So I do the soles of the feet, the back of the knees, the inside of the elbows, the armpits, and the top of the head. And I do 30 seconds each.
Perfect. Okay, Gilbert has their hand up. Would you like to? Oh, yeah, they're going to share. He's going to share. Share
Cool.
away, Gilbert.
How you guys doing? Thanks for sharing. Thank you both for doing this because it's just great information. So my question is, I have a couple of them actually, but I'm going to start with my friend has um, lung or throat cancer, and he's been doing chemo and radiation, and his skin is really discolored, like really
Okay.
dark in his throat area. So I was wondering, would the wand help that regenerate some of the cells and bring it back to life, or how? I mean, would that is that an option?
Yes, it would be very supportive in that area. Something that I would also recommend in tandem with the wand would be something like castor oil packs. If the skin is not super, irritated, of course, that can help draw out some of those toxins. I'm imagining that they may have done some radiation there, and then
Yes.
the chemo can accumulate where the lymph stagnates. So yeah, it's very supportive of getting that lymphatic moving, getting the tissues moving, getting, all the cells pushing out what shouldn't be there and then replacing it with the good data, right? That's kind of what it's doing. So it's very supportive of that. But the castor oil packs will help pull out some of those toxins that might just be stuck in that area and kind of move things along a little bit faster.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Do I have time for another question?
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Okay, awesome. So my friend, he's 54. He was in great shape. He was doing squats and tore his knee down, tore his knee, blew it out kind of a little bit, and
Mm-hmm.
so he went into surgery and getting infection. So now he
Okay.
has sepsis. So now he has sepsis, and he's not a candidate for knee replacement because he's too young and too active, because they said he might
Okay.
get bacteria infection. So his injections aren't working and whatnot. Um, I did give him on the P90 plus for 4 days. He said he kind of felt maybe a little bit of relief, but wasn't 100% sure. So my question is, because he has no cartilage, right? So he's the
Okay.
bone on bone right now. So he lost a bunch of weight. I know he's eating really healthy, but he still has that bone on bone pain. So my question
Mm-hmm.
is, and I heard you before in prior um, Zoom saying, and I know it's not a cure, or it's a help me thing, but if you use
Right.
those the minerals in the P90,
Mm-hmm.
and I know you probably got to do it for a duration of time to see some effects. So, but don't you believe that might help him with the sepsis and whatnot, because he does have a low blood count, right now, and that's
Okay.
his biggest thing is trying to
Okay.
overcome that.
Right. So absolutely, I would do a couple things with him. I would do the wanded water, number one. For helping him get on top of that infection to support that. Because the wanded water, again, it's going to take the terahertz frequency through the entire body. It's going to help with all the circulation, all of the fluids in the body, if you will. It's going to get it everywhere where it needs to go. So if he has something like a septic infection, that can go everywhere, especially in the blood. So getting that frequency into all the liquid in the body, including the lymph, including the blood, is going to be super helpful for clearing and getting it cleaner so that his body can focus more on the other infection, right? So it's immune supportive. Okay. And then for his knee that has the cartilage that's broken down, yes, there are lots of studies on PEMF being tissue regenerative, bone regenerative. And again, that's because of the fact that it doesn't generate, it tells the body to generate stem cells and go in and repair areas. The frequency is also very intuitive. So if it sees that the body has a specific area that's under a lot of stress or has a lot of things that are not working correctly, the frequency will go to that area. Even if he's not doing targeted sessions with like the wand, for example, the frequency is still going to know where to go in his body because it's just intuitive that way. That's how it works.
Yeah, I know how to prioritize is right on. Okay, that's awesome.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep, yep. But the wanted water, I think, would be a huge help for him for sure. Just on, it's going to help with so many things. It's going to keep him more hydrated. It's going to keep his oxygen up higher. It's going to help clear out the things that shouldn't be there because if he's already got the septic infection, his body's going to be more prone to hanging on to other things because it's already under stress. So I think the wanted water would be a great addition as well.
Okay, great. Is there a bunch of people that have more questions? Because if not, I have a couple more that people might have. Like like
Go
like
for it.
like one more, like blood thinners. So, um,
Okay.
I have people on my team that want to know about, if you have blood thinners, are you able to do this?
Yes.
Um, and is it so? Do they have a more adverse effect, or do they feel it more than we do because they're blood thinners? So it gets a little hotter for them quicker, and they probably can't sustain maybe the 20-minute session. So everything's, I know it's low and slow, but would that make sense though?
Right. Anybody that's on any type of medication, whether it's blood thinners, blood pressure medication, anything like that, I always do them slower because, medications are going to be going in and blocking some of the electrical signaling in the body, and it's not going to be like a clean slate, if you will, right? So
Yeah.
I like to see how their body responds first. No, I do not see any reason why someone on a blood thinner cannot use PEMF unless they are actively bleeding, because it does increase the circulation and it does, obviously if you're on a blood thinner, it's going to make you bleed a lot more. So the only time I'd be hesitant with somebody on blood thinner is if they had like an open wound or something like that. But other than that, I'm not worried about it whatsoever. Why? Because it's going to be supporting the entire body as a whole and potentially help their, have enough support that they get off of those blood thinners. So that's the reason that I would use it with somebody like that.
You guys are awesome. Thank you very much. It's been so helpful. And I'm sorry, what is this recorded?
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you guys. Have a blessed day. Thank you.
Thank you, Gilbert.
Where are you from, Gilbert?
I'm from Michigan, in United States.
Okay, well, it's lovely to have a gentleman on the call that cares so much about others and asking questions on behalf of others. It's very good to see.
I,
So,
I truly
Yes.
Your information, it truly, I mean, nothing against our practitioners over here, but I mean, what you guys have is just a different level, truly. So I truly tune into you guys, and I think it's gospel, and thanks for everything.
You're
Well, thank you,
welcome.
Gilbert. We love having you. Thank you.
You're going to love the call next week, Gilbert.
Okay,
Oh,
I'll make
yes.
sure I'm with you.
Thank you again. Okay, let's pop back into the chat. If we don't have a wand, can we use the claw on the P90 to do the same thing that you suggested for the lungs?
You can. I don't necessarily know that it will be as effective as the wand because it's a different type of. You're not really getting the full biomagnetic field out of the claw like you do with the wand. So I would prefer the wand over the claw for that. But yes, you can absolutely do extra sessions there. Again, anything that's going to help blood come to the area is going to help the body heal itself better and get the inflammation down. So yes, the claw will help, but I would prefer the wand if I had to choose.
Yeah, that air running straight in the inside is
Yes,
nothing will
yes.
compare to that.
And I
Okay.
didn't even think that would work, Tracey. I'll be honest with you. That was back in, like I said, back in the days of COVID and stuff. And somebody was, in a group and they're like, they swore by it. So the next client that I had, I said, hey, try something for me. I want to see if this works. And sure enough, it worked. And it worked for, a couple dozen more clients after that. So I was just thrilled. So yeah, even though like, when you're using it on your body, that is penetrating, it has to be close to the skin to penetrate the skin and all of that. Something's different about the air. I couldn't tell you why because this technology is so new, but it absolutely works. I've seen it across the board.
It's when I did it for the first time in my mouth last night, it's not like the same air that comes out of a hairdryer. It's
Nope.
thick, like you can almost chew on it. It's so
Yes.
strange.
Yes. It's hard to describe. I know, but yes, it is.
It's
It's
heavy.
different.
I don't know. It's thick. I don't know. It's hard to articulate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Sylvia, if using the Galaxy G1 twice a day, what is the minimum time required between the two sessions?
That's a 4 hour one. But I still would just say the reason we do the charge with the P90 12 hours apart, 10 to 12 hours apart, is because it's doing the whole body. But I would tend to think that it's also going to be charging your eyes for about the same amount of time. But if you had to do it back to back, I'd be way more comfortable with the Galaxy because, again, it's not doing your whole nervous system at once. It's just doing a section, right?
Right. Thanks, Sylvia. Okay, guess what, everybody? Isabella has tried it already. She has held the wand at her throat, took deep breaths for 30 seconds, and she's feeling a lot better already. Yay!
Yes. Yes, I love it. Yep, that's what's so cool about this tech is that a lot of the time you don't need a lot of, days in between. You see results really quickly. That's so cool. Thank you, Isabella.
Yes. Thank you for being so punctual and getting it done while the call was still
Yeah.
on. We
She's
love
like, I
that.
want
We love
ratings.
evidence.
Yes, I love
Okay,
that.
Debbie, if blood goes the spot of ailments, then is it safe over a tumor? I ask this because cancer, like lots of blood, doesn't it? I thought. I'm just not getting a
I'm
flow
not
with how
quite
that's written.
understanding that question, but maybe reword it.
Yeah, try that one again, Deb. You're probably on your phone with the tiny buttons. And then Jan, finally a way to get rid of inhalers. Yes, but not that we're giving that advice here, Jan, but that might be a good idea for naughty people that like to break the rules.
Yeah, I will
Kathy?
tell you this. It was probably about 6 months or so into my frequency journey that I realized I no longer had asthma. It was just I forget what I was doing, but I just couldn't remember. Something made me think of my inhaler, and I'm like, wait, where is my inhaler? Where I didn't even know where it was, and that was crazy for me because I usually always had one in my purse, one in my glove box. I carried it everywhere. I would pant if it got humid outside. If the allergies, if the pollen, anything, I would start having asthma attacks. So I had my inhaler everywhere I went, and then I realized all of a sudden, hey, I don't even know where that is, and I'm happy to say that I haven't used one in it'll be it'll be almost 4 years this winter, which is crazy. That's crazy.
That's done and dusted for life now, that one.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's awesome.
So cool. Okay, Lorraine, I've pinned you. You can ask away.
Um, so I just wanted to say I just got my wand yesterday afternoon. I've opened it up today. Doesn't come with a lot of instructions. I just want to double check. It's just that one button, isn't it, that does everything? The on,
Correct.
the higher levels, the heat, the cold, and the button.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. And I've wanted water already, and I've wanted my feet and my legs, and I'm like, oh, I actually wanted my eyes. So I just wanted to say I am really excited. I'm sorry I've missed most of this call today, but I'm looking forward to. Hey, sorry. But yeah, that's all. I just wanted to double check that it
Oh,
was
that's
only the one
awesome. Yeah,
button.
and don't forget, ladies, blow dry your hair, do your face at night,
Yes,
have
I
a
did that
nice little
too.
beauty session with yourself. Yes, yes, you will notice, and take some pictures because you will sometimes not see it, but other people will start going, "What are you doing? You look so good. You look so radiant." So make sure you take pictures for yourself so you can see it too, since you see yourself every day.
I will, and I'm going to use it on the dogs that are barking. Sorry, and their water. So yeah, thank you. That's
Oh
all.
no,
I
you're
just wanted
good.
to double
Charge your
check about the
water.
one button. I
Oh
will
yeah,
be. I will
absolutely.
be.
Yeah,
100%.
thank you, Lorraine. Enjoy your wand.
Yeah.
It's an amazing
Thank
tool.
you, ladies. I will. I will. Bye.
Thanks, Lorraine. Now Gilbert's back. Come on in, Gilbert, unless that hand is an old hand up. Let's see.
No, it's not.
No. Okay.
So I know you've touched on this subject before, and I've only got little bits and pieces of it. And I know we're not making medical claims again, but I have friends that have their kids on autism,
Mhm.
and I know you say this is the gateway to kind of linking the roadmap, the brain to the road. You know what I'm saying? And right.
Right.
So I guess my question is, how would I introduce somebody to this, or even because those families have been through a lot already, and
Yeah.
tried so many things that's failed. I don't want to give them
Hmm.
false hope, but I truly believe that this would, in my heart of hearts, and then with you there as a practitioner backing it, I believe down the road that this could, have some validity to it for them. I just don't know how to approach them
Right.
with it, saying, "Hey, this is a good thing. Your kid's maybe 9 years old. I know it says not to use if you're 14 or under, but I know it's totally
Mhm.
up to the parents and kids, whatnot. But I
Yep.
believe
I mean, do you have a wand, Gilbert?
I don't. That's my next purchase here in the next month, though. That's my next
Okay.
thing.
A lot of the ways that I've reached parents of children on the spectrum is just by dropping off some charged water. And they notice a huge difference in their behavior with some charged water. And that's usually something that's powerful enough that the parents will listen. Once you show them, hey, this is a simple little thing, just try it. And let me know what you think. And they will report multitude of things. It will either be like, oh, my child finally slept through the night. Oh, their acting out was a lot more calm. Their bowel movements improved. Their appetite improved. So things like that will happen from just the charged water. And I would
Wow.
definitely say that's a really good way to get in. If that's something that you're super passionate about and you believe in, I would say that's a really good way to get through to those parents, especially if you're working locally. I mean, that's a little harder on social media.
Yeah.
But the more of those stories you accumulate and the more families you work with, the more people will be sent to you. That's kind of what happens with me. I go out on a limb, I work with some complex case, and I notate the results that I see. And then I understand the mechanism of why I'm seeing those results in those patients or people that come to me. And that is why I have all the knowledge that I have is because I went out on a limb. I believed in this technology so much because of what it did for me personally that I was like, everybody should try it. I don't care what the health issue is. And that's kind of my stance to this day. Whether it be cancer, whether it be heart disease, all the things. The only thing I'll say no to is a pacemaker. I think this technology is beneficial to every health condition under the sun. And that's because it supports the major system in the body that runs everything else, and that is the central nervous system. And so with kids on the spectrum, their central nervous system is usually what's been hijacked. That's why they're hyperactive. That's why they have, the outbursts. That's why they can't focus. That's why they have the food aversions. All of that is brain communication. And the brain gut connection is heavily supported by this technology. So as a parent, if I had a child on the spectrum, it would be a no-brainer for me, but you do have to bridge that gap in some way. And I think charged water is the easiest way to do that with somebody that has a child on the spectrum.
That's awesome. Thank you very much. Appreciate you.
You're very welcome. Yes.
Thanks, Stace. Thanks, Gilbert. Just before we go, so for the sake of having it on the recording too, Stace, when we charge the water, we never charge it through the side of plastic or glass. It always goes through the top of the container. Do you want
Correct. The surface of the water. You want to see a little ripple on the surface of the water. It is easier to charge a bigger body of water. So if you want to put it in a pitcher versus a glass, that's a lot easier. It's a lot easier to wand a pitcher than it is a glass. But yeah, please don't blow it through the side, even if you have it on the cool setting. Because a lot of the people that I had bad experiences with doing that were on the cool setting. It wasn't because they were on the hot setting, because a lot of people are like, well, just don't use the hot and then it won't leach anything. That's not true. When you're using a biomagnetic field, there's all kinds of energy that's flowing through all of those particulates that are in the glass or the plastic or whatever it is. So it's just not worth the risk. Do the surface of the water only.
Perfect. Okay, back to the chat. We've got two more. We're over time, but we'll sneak a couple in. Marie would like to know about a live event we have this weekend in Melbourne. Correct. I'll send you the details. There's live events all over Australia happening at the moment, and the US and lots of places. So go back to the person who sent you this video. They can find you, or on this recording, they'll find you the nearest live event, the nearest time. And if there's not one, you know what to do. Make your own. That's what we do here in Australia. Now, Debbie, you mentioned about how the machine rushes blood to the spots. If I will,
Not blood, frequency. Not
yeah.
blood
Can
frequency.
you,
So
can
it
you,
increases I understand now. So she's
okay.
asking, she clarified her question, which is because it's going to be sending blood to a spot, which is what you're going to say, it's going to send frequency to the spot. It's going to concentrate the charge in those spots, not necessarily the blood, right?
Mhm.
It does increase the circulation. It does, and because of that, yes, it's going to send more blood through the whole body. It's going to be pumping through the whole body better, right? I personally do not believe that it is a bad thing to increase the circulation when you have tumors. Why? Because the tumor is starved for nutrients. The tumor is starved for oxygen, hydration, all those things. That's why it's there, is because the body didn't have enough tools to actually deal with it on its own. But again, always consult with a physician, your oncologist, before you do anything with cancer. Of course, you want to consult your doctor first.
Well done. Well, the others were just conversation in the chat. So that is, I can't get you back on here for a pin, Stace. 1 second, everybody.
Oh, sorry, I turned my camera off because my light's not on and it's getting dark. But I'll come on and say bye.
Yeah, let me pin you to say bye.
All right. Half of my
There,
face. You can see
there
half
you
of
both
me.
are. These hours go like so fast, you
I
guys. It's
know. I
so much
know. I
fun.
could talk forever.
We would not be doing these calls or be able to have such fun on these calls together if it wasn't for you guys jumping on live. We really appreciate you. We love that you love the info. We love what you're doing with OlyLife and you're out there helping others. And thanks for the new faces jumping on as well. We see you. And the oldies, we see you. And Stacey,
Great.
your turn.
Well, thank you very much for being here, guys. I'm super passionate about this. I felt like it was just a crime for me to have all this knowledge in my head and not share it with all of you. So I appreciate you coming. I love your questions. That's how we all learn. I've learned a lot of this stuff, so you don't have to. So make sure you come every week. Next week is going to be parasites, and that is a huge topic, has been a huge topic for years now. And I just want to share the really good news that you don't have to torture your body with detox and all of that anymore. You can actually have a very cohesive, very nice effect on the body that just eradicates them for you. And we'll be discussing that next week.
Yay. And with that, bye for now. Thanks, Stace.
Bye. Thank you, everybody. Bye.